Hi guys, Robbo46 here, welcome yourselves back to MotoGP 19 on the Xbox One X. We are off to Brno now for round 10. Not really looking forward to this race because I really do think it's going to be a difficult race, and the AI are usually tough around here in the MotoGP class, so I don't know what it's going to be like, but let's find out. So FP3 was okay. I managed 4th place, but some of the pace that they've got, I mean 53 flat from Marquez, I haven't been near that in free practice, so I don't know what I'm going to be able to do here in qualifying. I just hope that it's, you know, good enough to be able to be on the front 2 rows. That's pretty much what I can wish for at the moment. So there isn't actually much of the session left. 2 minutes 40 left on the clock. So yeah, we need to make sure that this lap counts. We're currently in 4th, so that's fine. That's front of the second row at the moment. But is anyone going to put in quicker times? I mean, Marquez has just gone quicker, 52.9. I've not been in the 52s. So, no, we're down to 7th. Davizioso 52.8. We're down to 8th place. Oh, this down to 9th now. This could go badly. If we start all the way down there, we're really going to struggle. We've seen what happens if I get a bad qualifying. We're 10th now. Right, come on. 11th. We're half a second off. I'm hoping this will move me up a little bit. Usually around here the lap times are pretty close, so I don't think it's going to move me up a hell of a lot. Where's it going to put me? Oh, 5th place. If we stick with that, that'll be fine. Second row. Starting in 5th, I'm happy with that. Really happy with that. I wasn't expecting to be that close, only half a second off. So Brno, difficult race ahead. 38-degree track temperature. Medium front for this one, I think, and a hard rear. Right, let's see how it goes. I'm hoping that's the right decision, but I mean, everyone else has gone for a hard rear tyre, so that's a good sign. I was toying with a medium rear, but a medium front and a medium rear doesn't seem to work very well with the Pramac Ducati. Okay, I think this is going to be one of those races, maybe a bit like Assen. Alright, let's do this. It's a track where they're not like really early on the brakes into turn 1 like they are at a lot of tracks, so we're not going to make up loads of places. That's Miller going very wide by the looks of it. Actually, it's Bagnaia and he's crashed. And we've got 2 places, so we're up to 6th. Maybe get Rins as well. Past that Suzuki we go. We're into 5th place, which is where we qualified. Trying to go the long way around Davizioso. Oh, Rins was trying to get back up the inside of me. Now we're past Davizioso. Okay, well, we're going to have to be quite aggressive at the start, because otherwise they're just going to get away, and we don't want that to happen. Wrong side of Marquez. Oh. Alright, I'm the inside of Marquez. Right, we're up to 3rd. Well, that's a much better start than I was expecting. I was really expecting to be like outside the top 10 by now. But we're in 3rd place. A podium would be most welcome around here. I would be very, very happy with a 3rd place. Which isn't something I would usually say, but under the circumstances, that would be fine. Oh, that was a bit of a moment there from Crutchlow. I mean, we are closing back in on Crutchlow. second place is not out of the question. Is this going to be a winnable race? We've got a better run out the final corner than Crutchlow. Use a bit of slipstream as well. Rossi 59.2, I don't know, 59.9. We're past Crutchlow. I'm going to go too hot into turn 1. So he's going to come back through. He already has. Try and get the exit though. And we do. Back up to second place. Rossi's got a little gap. Try and close that down if I can as Crutchlow coming up the inside of here. Ooh, that was so close then. He could have quite easily wiped me out then. But we were very fortunate that time. So half a second to Rossi. Crutchlow has lost a load of time because of that move. He just went way too hot in there, tried to lunge, and that could have very easily taken me out. And we've had that happen a few times this season already, so we don't want it to happen anymore. So after this race we go to the Red Bull Ring, which is where they've done the second virtual race. So 0.7 of Rossi, so the gap's gone up a little bit. Dovizioso's up the 4th. Just need to get good points where I can, and I mean I'm doing much better than I was expecting. 4th from free practice, and yeah, 5th in qualifying. Are we closing in on Rossi? I don't think so. I think the gap's pretty much the same as what it was at the moment. 54.6 for Rossi, 54.5 for me, so it's actually a fraction quicker. Gap's half a second. Dovizioso went a bit quicker again though, so Dovizioso's got pace at the moment. We're definitely closing in on Rossi. I can't actually remember the last time I won around here in the MotoGP class. I don't think I even won on the factory Ducati in normal career. But it's achievable at the moment because we are right near Rossi now. We haven't got to worry about the rear tyre going off because we've got the hard rear tyre in. Dovizioso's still 0.9 behind, so we ain't got to worry about that at the moment. Just can't get quite close enough to Rossi to put a move on him. So try and find other ways to get him. I've impressed myself so far though, which is good, but still a long way to go, which means there is a lot of time to make lots of mistakes. I think the gap behind has come down as well. Come on, can we get Rossi? We're closing now. Brakes up the inside. Yeah, we got him. We eventually passed him. No, we're not. He's back up the inside. I'll try and get the cut back. Right, we're back in the lead at the moment. No, he's trying to go around the outside. Well, he's still going around the outside. Just give it up. Right, we're leading. We're leading at Brno. That does not happen to me very often. And I see that Dovizioso was closed right in as well, which is a bit concerning because he was going quicker than me and Rossi. In fact, he's past Rossi now. Rossi's down to 4th, so Rins is up to 3rd. Rins is up to 2nd actually. Well, I'll tell you what, if Rins and Dovizioso keep fighting, that will really help me out. We can slow each other down. Okay, up the hill. Dovizioso 0.9 behind at the moment. That's fine. We can live with that. Okay, on to lap number 5. Gap is still 0.9. Marquez is up to 5th now. No, he's not because Crutchlow's got him back. Miller's up to 8th, which is good. Keep getting those team points. He's down to 9th again. Now he's back up to 8th, so he's fighting with Mir. He's fighting with Mir at the moment for 8th place. 0.7 is a gap to Dovi. In fact, there's a little train just behind me and they are closing in, which is a bit worrying, although Dovi just went really wide, I think. Rins is up to 2nd now. So we could potentially end up in about 6th place if we end up at the back of that train. 0.8 is a gap to Rins, now Dovi. I just need them to keep messing each other up. Rossi's back up to 3rd. Though Dovi soon got him back. Now Rossi's back through. So yeah, if they can keep messing each other up, that's going to help me out. Rins is actually in 2nd. He's 0.7 behind. It's a long way to go in this race. And yeah, it's taken a lot for me to stay out in front at the moment. The gap is 0.6, so we're not safe. If I can get the gap over a 2nd, I can relax a little bit, but at the moment I'm feeling really tense and just feeling like I need to push at every lap just to stay where I am pretty much. I think it's going to be one of those intense races where I'm just going to have to push all race long, because otherwise they're going to catch me. I just hope that I don't burn my tyres up and use them up more than they use theirs, and then come the end of the race they manage to get past. That's the one thing I'm worried about. The other thing I'm worried about is making a mistake, crashing. That would not go down well. I won't be happy if that happened. Rossi's up to 2nd. But yeah, that gap is still there. That gap is really consistent at the moment. It's just fluctuating between like 0.6, 0.7, 0.8 and even 0.9. But I cannot get the gap over a 2nd. Dovi back up to 2nd. Rossi back up to 2nd. Dovi back up to 2nd. So it's still 0.8. Yeah, Brno hasn't really ever been one of my strong circuits either. Like I've said before, this track in the MotoGP class on MotoGP 18 was really bad. Not the track itself, but the AI. They were really, really aggressive, but they were quick as well. So, you know, they would mess you up, but when they would mess you up, they'd send you wide, and then about 5 other riders would come through. And it was just very frustrating to race against, because even if you had the pace, you know, they would find a way to make you go wide and then drop loads of positions, and then it was really, really difficult to get back past them. So, yeah, I'm glad that they're not that aggressive around here at the moment, but they are still pretty fast, which is why I'm not really dropping them. The gap is staying very, very consistent. We're on lap 7 of 15. And, yeah, it's not going up anymore. Gap is 0.9. But I just want to try and stay as smooth as possible. Not do anything drastic, just try and do my own pace, lead from the front, and yeah, just stay at the pace I'm at, because the pace I'm at, I still got a push to do it, but I know I can do it, and that gap is staying very, very consistent. Okay, the gap's a second. The gap's up to a second. That's great. Hopefully, it'll start going up and up now. We've finally broken the 1 second mark. Okay. Oh, no, no. Oh, okay. The front end felt like it was going to go then. That was not good. The gap is under a second again. Of course it is. Yeah, I could feel the vibration through the controller. The front end was going to go at any moment. That was a warning. That was definitely a warning. Need to watch out for that. Make sure we don't do that again. So, the gap is 0.8 to Dovi. We momentarily got it over a second, and then it's immediately come back down below a second. And yeah, if I make a big mistake, then I am going to lose literally 5 positions. Yeah, 0.8 still. So apparently in MotoGP 20, when you crash, you still get respawned, but apparently the respawn takes longer, and you respawn where your bike ends up. So if it ends up in the gravel, that's where you're respawning to, and you've got to then obviously get out the gravel. So it's going to make crashing obviously, you know, more of a penalty, which is good, because, you know, you crash in this game, you do respawn pretty quickly, and also, you know, you respawn back on track. So it's gonna, you know, the risk for pushing, you know, you don't want to crash. It's going to be more of a hindrance to crashing, and it's obviously going to cost you more for crashing as well. So that's going to be quite interesting, especially like when it comes to league racing as well. If they've made that so it's exactly like that in the online racing as well. You know, when it comes to league racing, sometimes when people crash, they can then catch up within a few laps, but then if they end up, you know, crashing, their bike ends up quite deep in the gravel, and then they respawn in there, they're going to lose obviously one more time or more time with the actual respawn itself, because it takes longer, and they're also going to lose more time because then they got to try and get out of the gravel as well. So I think it's going to be quite an interesting thing. I'm glad that they're kind of going more towards that, and you're going to get more of a penalty for crashing, because obviously in real life they don't just respawn after a couple of seconds and they're back on track. So the fact that it's going to take you longer is definitely a good thing. One thing I don't hope it does, I mean, it hasn't really been a problem in this game, but it has been a problem in previous games, is when you've crashed and say your bike has just slid like across a corner. The game for some reason thinks you've then cut that corner because your bike's gone across it, even without your rider on it, and then you get a time penalty as well. So you get like penalised twice, for one for crashing, and two just because your crashed bike then went across a corner, even though it then respawned you before that corner. You then pick up a time penalty as well, which hasn't really been an issue in this game, so I'm hoping it's not going to be an issue in the next game as well. But yeah, interesting to see, you know, how the crashing is gonna go. But yeah, glad that it's gonna obviously respawn you wherever your bike lands. That's gonna make, like I said, crashing, you know, more of a you're gonna get more of a penalty for crashing. So hopefully, you know, it's gonna make people maybe a little bit more careful. I'm hoping that Race Director mode has been improved, because there were a few issues with it. You know, I'm glad that they put it in this game, and I was very thankful for it, especially for the league racing, because it was a bit more easier to keep an eye on most people. Obviously, when it starts spreading out, it's quite difficult to still stay with everyone. But you know, a few tweaks that needed to be done was when you're trying to scroll through the riders. Sometimes, because you know, on the grid it'll be in order, so you could just scroll up or scroll down and find your rider real easily. But once a few places has been exchanged in a race, you know, say you're looking at third place or whatever, and then you want to go to second place, so you press up, and then it goes to like the rider like 3 places below, because it just seems to be like all out of order. So it would be good if that like updated every time there was a pass, so that it just made it easier to navigate. And obviously getting rid of some of the information on the screen as well would be good. But yeah, just other things as well that need to be tweaked. Obviously there was a button to try and hide some of the HUD in Race Director mode. That worked until maybe the first update for the game, and then that didn't work at all. So you couldn't hide the bottom part of the HUD. And also, you know, the localization for the language after a few updates was a little bit screwed up. I mean, it still is, but it's not a major issue, that one. But yeah, just hoping that they've improved Race Director mode a little bit more, made it a little bit more user friendly. I mean, looking at what they were using for the esports and for the virtual racing, it seems to work a lot better, and it seemed to run a bit better as well. So I know that's still on this game, MotoGP 19, but there's no reason why they can't get it to work, you know, that well on the new game. Fingers crossed anyway. But yeah, the crashing thing is definitely a good thing. You know, you're going to lose more time for crashing, so it's going to make that whole risk reward thing, you know, even more so now, because do you risk a dodgy overtake or braking a little bit later with the, you know, the opportunity of losing the front end or something to try and go quicker, but then you've got the whole risk thing of potentially crashing and losing a shed load of time. You know, it's the kind of things that obviously they face in real life, you know. Go for a dodgy overtake, if they crash, then, well, most of the time it's race over. But sometimes they can get back on, but they lose so much time that they're no longer in the running. But yeah, just looking forward to MotoGP 20 now. We haven't got too much longer to wait. Like I said, like the days that I'll be uploading MotoGP 19 videos, I will be uploading 2, because I just need to get this pro career done before the new game comes out. I will still be obviously doing TTR Le Mans Ride on the Edge 2 videos as well, but they might not be as frequent. Well, they won't be as frequent as MotoGP videos, because I'll be doing 2 of them on the days that I upload them. So loads of content to come, and obviously once we finish MotoGP 19, then we should be ready for MotoGP 20, and then we can start managerial career in that. And it's quite nice this year actually, because usually with the MotoGP games, obviously they usually generally come out in June. So even around now-ish, I would be wrapping up my MotoGP videos, and then there would be a month or 2 where there won't be any MotoGP videos on the channel, because we're waiting for the new game. But the fact that the new game is going to come out as soon as I'm basically done with this one, then we can go straight on to MotoGP 20. I think that's a good thing. It means that there's not going to be that break between the games, especially for my content on my channel. Like I said previously, I will be doing like a comparison video for MotoGP 20 versus MotoGP 19. So looking forward to doing that. And I want to try and get all that, all the MotoGP 19 content recorded before MotoGP 20 comes out, so that I can just then purely concentrate on MotoGP 20. Because in the past, when I've done like the comparison videos, I've been, you know, getting used to the new game, and then obviously kind of recording the footage from the new game and then going back to the older game, and then struggling to kind of bed myself back into the older physics and that. So yeah, I'll try and get all that done before MotoGP 20 comes out, so that I can just continue playing MotoGP 20 without switching between the two. Right, we've got 20 laps to go. We've got 2 laps to go. I'm so glad we haven't got 20 laps to go, because this race seems like I've been leading it for an eternity, and I'm really done with this race now. I just want it to be over. It's taken a lot to stay at the front, and the gap is still hovering around the 0.8 of a second mark. It's been a tough race, this one. It may not have looked it, but to stay consistent and to keep that gap at the same lap on lap, it's definitely coming down now. 0.7. The rear is starting to let go a bit as well. Yeah, this was the race I wasn't looking forward to in this pro career, but I'm pleasantly surprised. You know, we got a decent-ish start, but we made up a few places quite quickly. And then it only took a few laps to catch Rossi and get past him. And once we got past him, we haven't really been bothered apart from that gap, which is 0.7 still. We're nearly done. But yeah, this has definitely been a very tough race, just trying to not make any mistakes. Trying to keep it as smooth as possible. And they constantly put pressure on as well, because we've still got a lap to go, and the gap is still looking like it's coming down. It's actually gone up a tenth of a second. It's 0.8 again. So it's not like, oh, it's end of the race, I can back off a little bit. I can't. I've got to stay on the pace because otherwise we're going to end up losing the race. 0.6 over the line. Right, if you want it, have it. Let's just try and finish strong. This is the final lap. Come on, don't lose it on the final lap. Not have to lead him for so long. 0.8. That's where the gap needs to be. Okay. My eyes are actually hurting as well. I've been like trying to concentrate that much. They're stinging a bit. 0.9. It's still almost back up to a second. I don't think I've actually blinked that much in this race, which is why my eyes are stinging. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to win at Brno, and that doesn't happen very often. Got 2 corners to go. The gap is 0.7. 1 corner to go. Don't high side. Run to the line. We've done it. We have won at Brno. Wow. Was not expecting that, especially after qualifying. We won by over a second as well.
But in the meantime, let's take a look at the final ranking of the MotoGP class.
That was tough. That was very tough. But I'm happy that we got a win. I would have been happy with a podium, but a win, over the moon. So 63 points is our difference now. Still leading the team championship and still leading the constructors championship.
Cherry on top of an exhausting weekend. If his team keeps working like this, it will be really difficult for his opponents to overtake him.
Whew. Yeah, that was a nice surprise, I have to admit. A very nice surprise.
It was a very intense weekend.
It was an intense race. You may not have seen it, but it was very intense.
These 3 guys deserve the applause of everyone under the podium.
I was expecting Dovi to try and attack at some point, but just managed to keep him at 0.8. Happy with that, very happy. So the Red Bull Ring is next. Right, leaderboard time. Red Bull Rookies Cup, that is still the same. So Moto 3 is Dalla Porta leading that now from Antonelli in second, Messia third, Canet fourth and McPhee in 5th place. Moto 2 is Baldassari leading that from Schrotter by 1 point in second, Luti third, Marquez fourth and Bastianini in 5th place. And then MotoGP, I'm obviously leading that from Dovizioso in second, Marquez third, Rossi fourth and Cal Crutchlow in 5th. Anyway guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more content and I shall see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to wash your hands and please stay safe. See you!